Alright, I just actually did my timing belt, so on the '05 STI. So, yeah, it's definitely something that's really involved. So, but it's not, I mean, it's not terribly awful. It's just, it's involved. Like making sure you have both intake and exhaust cam gears in line with each other. The middle mark is the two, and the top one is the bottom, and then the one on the side on the bottom is one that you match up with the belt. And you do that on the same side. The other side is where there's two in the middle, and then one on the top, and one on the side on the bottom. Um, I believe, yeah, it's the top is the intake camshaft gears, and the bottom is the exhaust camshaft gears. So basically, you line up those with the marks, and there's marks on the timing belt. You want to line those up like basically where they're dead on. And the crankshaft too, there's a mark on the crankshaft gear where you mark that up with a belt. I did a water pump too. You got to take all the covers off. Basically, I took off my radiator, but you don't have to do that. You can just take off the radiator fans. I just took out the whole radiator as a unit, hoses, the coolant tank. I just disconnected the harnesses, electrical connections for the radiator fans. Obviously, I had to take off the accessory belt. Um, there's a special tool for the crank pulley. You need to hold that. Basically, when you unloosen the bolt, there's a big bolt that's torqued to 133 foot-pounds. So basically, when you reinstall that 123 foot-pounds is torqued onto the bolt. Um, yeah, on this side, there's spring tension with the camshaft gear, so you want a cam lock tool, and it's easy with the whole radiator out of the way, so you can basically make sure everything is locked and all that. I locked it basically when I rotated the engine at least twice. Um, from shoot. I rotated the engine at least twice from when I took off the belt. I mean, before I took off the belt, so I could line up the timing marks with the marks on the camshaft gears. At least line them up with the marks on the covers and the crankshaft and all that. Make sure everything is lined up. And then basically you want it locked. You want to leave it like that. And lock the cam gears on the right hand side, on the driver's side, both intake and exhaust. And that special tool locks intake and exhaust cam gears, and locks them so they don't move. It's got a magnetic on it. You tighten it down with a wrench. It's like a 3/8 and a 17. Lock those down, both top and bottom. You're good to go on that side. And then this side, when the belt's off on that side, they're not under spring tension, or they can't move at all. So you don't have to worry about those, but they do move. So basically, you want to still make sure that the cam marks are still aligned on the passenger side. Very critical. I was really anal about doing the timing belt job. I still got to do my accessory belts. I'll just replace both of them. I might do that today. I don't know. Everything got torqued and all that. All the pulley bolts got torqued. Obviously, you can't. Well, I didn't get replacement bolts for all the pulleys because I just used the old ones. I torqued all the pulley bolts down 29. It said 28.9, but I was like 28, 29, 30 foot-pounds. I was like, there's not too much of a difference. Like you get like almost 1, 2 foot-pounds. You don't really notice too much of a difference between like, say 28 to 30. So I just went to 30 and all that. And then the little one, there's a little pulley. It said like 18 to like 22. So I ended up going to like 22. I think it's fine. Yeah, basically all the connectors are in place. So yeah, it was definitely a big job. It took me a while. So it took me a while to do. I would say at least 6 hours because it's my first timing belt ever on a car, especially on a Subaru. So I wanted to make sure it was good to go. Um, this job was so critical though. I mean, yeah, it definitely really involved and almost like precision, you know, precision job. Everything had to be just like perfect and lined up and all. It can't be like, one tooth off, whether it's behind or before or after, you know, or even two teeth, which would have been worse. Job went well. Besides, it take me a while. And then I had to do a coolant flush and all that. I topped off the coolant, but right there. Topped off the coolant. I might still have to bleed it, but yeah, there's supposed to be fresh coolant in it and all that. Well, not really, but because it didn't really. I could actually do a coolant flush on it, but you know, whatever. um, yeah, timing belt, crazy. I chose to do it instead of having somebody else do it, so because it saved me a lot of money, and I did it, so I'm stoked. So yeah, man, good stuff. But sorry, I just showed the engine. It's just I it would have taken more time to show you the whole video on doing it and taking it apart and putting it back on and all that. So I it's definitely a freaking definitely a not an easy job, but not an extremely hard job either. So but yeah, car runs and drives, so that's almost all that matters. So all right.